Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to make a herbal mulled wine using our mulled wine kits. So these things have got two parts to them. One is the base that provides the brewing aspect of brewing the wine, and the other thing is the vessel. So this nice little container. And what you need to do with the kits is they come basically be like that, and they'll come with three little sachets of herbs in there. So first thing you need to do is unpack your kit. Make sure that you take all the plastic off. This little thing will have a little strip of plastic there. Take that off, and just be very careful because it is glass. All this is what's called tempered glass, so it's able to it's fine with the heat. And this just uses the power of a candle to brew up your mulled wine. So usually we use a 4-hour tea light candle. You can buy those from just lots of shops. IKEA sells those tea light candles. So what you need to do is pour your sachet. So you can see that I'm kind of using my hand as a little funnel there, and get all of that stuff into your thing. Make sure you pop your bay leaf in there. So these are all various herbs that are used very commonly with mulled wine, but there's also some unusual ones there that I've used, some Chinese medicine herbs. So things like chen pi is like a citrus peel. Now that's all dried, and also your goji berries, they're dried, and that creates that fruity flavour that's really popular with mulled wine. So if you want to, in addition to putting these things in, you can add some other things, like you could add some fresh fruit, lemon, orange, you could add that into it. So once you've done that, as soon as you've done that, you want to add your wine. So we're just using a clean skin wine today. This is a Shiraz wine. It doesn't really matter exactly what kind of red wine you use. You want to do that. And 500 mils of wine is like 3/4 of a bottle. Roughly. So on these bottles it's got a 500 ml line. So if you just pour it up to the wine, or you can go slightly above that because the herbs will take up some of the space there. And whoops, let's clear that one there. So the next thing you want to do is you can add your honey. So you can either add honey, sugar, maple syrup. You really use high quality maple syrup. Don't use maple flavoured syrup, otherwise you might as well just add sugar. So just go as per the instructions, which are on the bottle and in the packet. So 28 grams of sugar, or a substitute that you can add there. So once you've added that in, we're just going to use a teaspoon there. So what's good about mulled wine is it can use up the older bottles of wine, not too old. Like let's say you've opened a bottle of red a few days ago, and what I'll do, if you know you're not going to drink that the next day, then put it in the fridge. So that will sort of help stop it, help it preserve.
So making mulled wine has never been easier. Once you've put all your ingredients in, you've put your wine, you've put your honey, it's really easy to just let it sit there. Just need to let it sit there for 3 to 4 hours. Once that tea light candle's finished, it'll be nice and hot. All of the ingredients will have infused in. And the beauty of it being slow cooked is that you don't lose too much alcohol through that process of cooking it. So obviously the alcohol content is already in the wine itself, in the red wine that you've used. So if you boil it up on a stove in the old-fashioned mulled wine making way, some of that alcohol is going to dissolve out into the atmosphere with the heat. The higher the temperature, the more the alcohol is going to go out. So with this way, it's actually the lower temperature, so the alcohol will stay in the content of the alcohol will stay in the wine, which is kind of nice as well. And by using a sugar alternative like honey, maple syrup, it doesn't taste sickly sweet. It really tastes beautiful, and I love the taste of this mulled wine kit. So I hope you enjoy that. You can experiment with it once you've made one or two the same way. You can actually add other things if you want. Like I said at the start of the video, you can add in fresh fruit, citrus fruits. You can add that into the mix if you want. You can experiment with using maple syrup or honey or different sugar alternatives. If you want to do that agave syrup, you could try that. So I hope you enjoy the mulled wine kit. Enjoy it.